Welcome to Better Together, the place where we stop blaming bad luck, dating apps, and the other gender, and start talking about what actually creates extraordinary relationships. Because who you choose, what you tolerate, and what you heal will shape almost every area of your life. Hi, I'm Eva Klein, relationship coach since 2010 and creator of the 2468 Love Formula. And this is Better Together. Every week we will decode attraction, attachment, nervous system dynamics, and the hidden secrets of successful dating and relationships. Enjoy today's episode. Hello and a very warm welcome to today's episode of Better Together. Originally, I wanted to record some completely different episodes, and they will follow, but this one is so urgent and dear to my heart that's today's episode, number 6. It's the question that a lot of people are asking themselves who are married or in a long-term relationship, and it's to divorce or not divorce. And today we're looking at the answer. Because, of course, it's a difficult question in the matter of, it's whatever the decision is, it's not an easy thing to carry, whether it's staying married and work through the issues you're having, or to decide we're not going to make it and we need to separate. And especially when you have kids or a shared house or a shared place, that of course becomes something more intense. So how can you make the decision and decide what's the right answer for you? And I want to start in the beginning, because after 16 years of relationship coaching and talking to people privately and working with singles or just one part of the couple, I can tell you that the first look we always have is regarding the beginning of your relationship, which means that we always make sure, okay, what was the beginning like? And there I already check with my love formula whether the foundation was right in the beginning, yes or no. And then we know more about, okay, what to do with those answers. And when the beginning wasn't right, I can tell you it's nearly impossible to save a marriage because the foundation wasn't there. So the foundation, what is that? What does it mean? It means 2, 4, 6, 8. There are 4 components that need to be fulfilled in order to make a relationship a healthy and possibly long-lasting one. And I came to that formula because I needed it myself, and I was questioning whether I'm sane or not anymore, and what to do, and why is it not working with the partner I had, and what to do, where to look. Do I have to work through that? Do I, am I just too sensitive in some ways, or I questioned my intuition. Then I didn't know, is it my intuition or not? And I needed a clear answer, and the love formula is the most beautiful mix you can have for finding the balance between your head and your heart, because you can't make a decision just led by your heart, because your heart is often programmed to things you don't want to experience anymore, actually, which means, okay, you grow up with a father who never was proud of you, and you wanted to prove him that you were as good as him and as strong as him, but he never looked. He didn't want you to be that eager, especially as a girl, and so you didn't stop becoming more and more perfect in everything you did, and then you're in your 40s, 50s, and you're just so freaking exhausted. And of course, you married maybe a partner who just profited from you being so overly giving and exhausting yourself, right? So then we have the question, if you chose the exact same person you didn't get what you want from, like your father, will this ever work, right? So, and that's a question we can only answer by looking at the love formula and seeing, okay, do you get out of the relationship what you need, which is those 4 pillars? And when you change your whole approach, meeting that person you're with at that moment, and this approach, this change is not leading to behavioral change of that person, then we have an answer. Then we have the answer, okay, even though you quit your old role and you're not playing that game anymore of being the hustler, overgiver, and exhausting yourself, and the other one isn't stepping up, does not care what you say, doesn't listen what you need, and you look at that for the time you give yourself, then you have the answer. And it's, you can work through things if the foundation exists and existed. But I've never seen it work with people who married each other, stayed together because it was their old program choosing that person. I've never seen that to be a successful endeavor in couples therapy, and I am all in for preserving a relationship, believe me, especially when you have kids. I'm so pro the founding family. I'm so pro that original family. And at the same time, I know that a lot of people are programmed to endure, to make it work, to make compromises, but they are doing them in the wrong field. And they're doing them on the foundation, and you can't do that. It's never going to work. And you will be, after a few years, so resentful towards yourself and the other person that you can't fix that anymore. If you thought for a very, very long time certain things about another person, it's hard to reprogram that. And then you need to confess to yourself it's not going to work anymore. The moments where it works are those where I have sometimes one part of the couple seeing me and telling me, okay, listen, I can't continue like that anymore. And we are working through that. They are changing and the relationship changes. And that's so beautiful to see. Or even better, they come together and they tell me, okay, listen, we are at the end of our Latin, as we say in German, and we want to change something. It might be that we might be separating, but we don't want that actually. So we are here. What can we do? That's all I need, to be honest. Because if I have 2 people interested in peace, then it's all about a great mediation, finding where the paths split, where the foundation got shaky, where you lost your track, where you lost yourself as a couple, maybe when you turn parents, or jobs changed. There are a trillion reasons, that. And then we can have a close look at, okay, where most of the time it's that reason, where did the polarity, fall out of place? Where did you lose yourself? Where did you forget that you're a woman and you're a man? And what does that mean nowadays? And for you as a couple, as personalities especially, right? So you need to find your way and how to be in your element and how to live your energy to a degree where you're like, I feel so amazing, I feel so great, and I feel so valued and valuable to my partner, and it makes me happy. So, and we look at that, right? So those are the things we can do. So if you're asking yourself right now, shall I divorce or not divorce? The answer is, let's check your foundation with the love formula. Let's see what I can do for you. And then we go from there. If you know it after listening to that episode, congratulations. You are very well connected with your intuition. But if not, don't doubt yourself. The answer is there. It is not always easy to listen to it because sometimes it scares you. And other times, because it can scare you to work through something and it can scare you to leave. Both are scary from a certain perspective. So let's take a look at it. Don't worry, it's easier than you believe right now. I know what I say here, because I needed to go through that personally so intensely. And I work with that formula for over 3.5 years now, and it's freaking on point. I never thought I would be talking in a mathematical way concerning love. But believe me, it's the perfect combination of head and heart, because your heart sometimes gets overruled by an old fear and you can't distinguish them anymore. And your head can be working on an old checklist from Cosmopolitan or your mother or your father. So we need to declutter that, organize it, strategize it, and then make space for you to feel into that. So we combine those things. It's not like you're a robot and you just check for the income on the other person or whatever, or their height or their body mass index or whatever. So we combine all of that, and we make sure that you go into the direction that's good for you. Believe me, I know that. I've accompanied so many couples for better or for divorce, and I brought so many singles into clarity, and I love seeing you being successful at being better together. So don't hesitate to reach out. I still have, so far, we're talking 2026, August right now, my free coaching call where you can request your conversation with me, and we go from there. With this quick episode, I hope you found some clarity, if not a lot of hope and strength. That I know you might feel confused and desperate and like there is no hope for you or no way out, whatever sort of out. There is, believe me. And it's so much greener on the other side, whether it means working through something or through the other thing. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to have you here with me next week again for Dating Smarter and Loving Deeper, because life is better together. Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed today's episode, leave us a 5-star review and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's connect on Instagram at Better Together Forever. And until next time, date smarter and love deeper, because life is better together.